grammar really important to learn English? Well, the genuine answer to this question is yes, you need to know grammar in order to be able to speak proper English. Okay, so before I share my guidelines further, I would request you to please subscribe to the channel and please hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications of all my latest videos. Okay, so now let's get back to our main question, that is grammar important to learn English or not? Well, the answer is yes. Grammar is the root. Okay, it is a main route to help you speak smooth and understandable English. It's very important. Grammar will help you to speak English that is understandable. Okay, when you do not know English, when you do not know how to speak English, you are always, cracking your words. You are always, stuttering. You are always, thinking and thinking and thinking, and nothing comes on your, a tongue. Okay, so it is, the grammar and in the initial basis that will help you to make sentence structures to to make proper to ensure sentence formation, the correct sentence formations. Okay, so when it comes to understanding grammar, what is the thing that you should first pick up to study? So my first recommendation to you is pick up the backbone of English language, that is the tenses. Okay, tenses are the backbone of the English language because they help you to form sentences. They help you to use the verbs in the right manner, in the right way, at the right place. Okay, they help you to speak sentences as per the time when the action took place. Okay, so there are three tenses. These are past, present, and future. Okay, so these tenses are very important, and one of the myths that is that is revolving in the air is that tenses are so confusing, tenses are so difficult to understand. Well, I must tell you that it is one of the easiest chapters in the English grammar book. Okay, it is just that the people don't study it carefully and patiently. All right, if you will study the tenses patiently, okay, and carefully in small bits, in small chunks, it is I must tell you, it is one of the easiest topics in the whole English language. All right, now why am I focusing more on the tenses first? Okay, there's so many other things also, but because tenses, uh, tenses are the base. Okay, the tenses are the root of English language. They help you to they denote at what time the action take place. Okay, so which is the most important thing. All right, so let's move further. So the tenses helps you with the right sentence formation. It helps you with right verbs. Verbs have many forms. Now, what are verbs? Verbs means whatever action we do. We are sleeping, we are thinking, we are eating, we are doing, we are running, we are yawning. Any action that we do is a verb. Okay, and verbs have different forms. Okay, forms that changes as per the time. Okay, what you did yesterday, okay, and what you do right now will have different verbs to be used in every situation. So suppose you say that I did this. Okay, suppose you do anything, so you did this. Now when I'm using did is also a verb. When I'm using did, so it means did is a past form of do. So it is a past form. That means it is something that I did in my past. That is already done. Okay, so this verb did, it denotes the past time. So, if you learn the tenses, you will learn that different forms of verb denotes different, points of time, either past, present, or future. All right. So that's why tenses are very important. So now, if I talk about beginners, see, beginners, they are they are completely newcomers to the language. that is not their mother tongue. Okay. Okay, so if you are a beginner and you are a newcomer to English, see, grammar is not important for you at the initial stage. How you can learn English is that you must listen to English. Okay, you must listen to it, you must learn it in the exact manner, with the exact words, and then speak the exact words in your daily conversations. And in that case, the grammar is not important for you in the initial stage, but then it will become important as soon as you start speaking English, you start listening English. Okay, so when a beginner is learning English, what are its needs? So they try to understand how to say a particular event, how to say a particular action or a thing or situation in English. How is it said in English? Okay. So the beginner has to learn new words, and they do learn it so that they are able to speak. They're able to transform their mother tongue into English language. Okay, so they learn how the sentences are spoken in English, and they repeat them multiple times. Or I must say that this is the procedure you must follow. You should repeat those things multiple times so that a permanent structure is created in your mind. Okay, so that there is a separate separate space for the second language is created in your mind. And then you tend to understand how the things are said in English, or you learn a specific way. Okay, in which English is spoken. All right, so and then gradually you move on to the from beginners to the you move on to the intermediate level. So how do you do is, or how should you do is, you should listen to English and then learn some sentences and then write them down. Okay, write them down, learn them on your tips in the same manner as you hear them or as you read them somewhere, and speak them as it is. And then when you are, suppose you jot down 10 sentences, and then you keep on adding more and more different sentences related to your business life, related to your daily conversations, related to daily life or different events. And that's how you start learning English, and then you move on to the you know intermediate level. So then during this process you understand that using has with I is improper, using was with we is improper, or using the third person singular form with do is improper, it's incorrect. Okay, and so on. And then you start to find out the vocabs. Okay, the meaning, then you find the vocabs in the second language which is not yours, which is okay, suppose if I say here, I have taken an example, if I find a split in my room's wall, what would I say it? Okay, so there are specific words for every specific thing. Okay, in another language. Okay, like we have words for everything, and for every situation, for different events in our mother tongue. Similarly, we also have in the another language also. So then we run our mind to search for the word in English, and then we search out it, and then we think what should we say it in English. So if you find a split in your room's wall, so you would say it a crevice. Okay, so it is called crevice. So I would say there is a long crevice on my room's wall. Okay, so this is how a beginner should move on to learn English, when grammar is not important for them. But when they reach to the intermediate level, now intermediate level is the level where you have where you are at a stage when you have some knowledge about English language in your mind, when you know some vocabularies, when you know some sentences related to different situations and events of your life, and you know how to and you have started speaking it. So this is the stage. Now you want to move on to learning English more better. Okay, much better. So you tend to move on to learn the other things in the English. Okay, you move on to learn the modal verbs, the prepositions, the conjunctions, the slangs, the idioms, advanced words, and more of the things to be able to speak and write English the correct way and refine your English. Now here is also the time when you focus on tenses. Okay, apart from the tenses, you focus on these things stated here. All right, so now when you reach from the intermediate to the advanced level, so advanced level is also achieved after you have done an enough amount of study, gained knowledge, listened to English, and you spoke English so much, you gather knowledge about different things, and you read the tenses so good that these are on your tips, and you keep practicing them, you speak them on a daily basis, and then you reach this level, this at this advanced level. Okay, so this is the level where that your mind is completely apt, it is completely adapted to the new language. What words to use for which things, how the sentence has to be formed, what is the correct way of speaking, what is the correct grammar, basics that you have to apply while speaking English, and all such things. So this is a stage which is reached with huge practice and daily practice. All right. So grammar is important, guys. At the intermediate level, it becomes very, very important. Okay, here is the time when you this is the stage. This is the intermediate level. At this intermediate level stage, you learn a lot of grammar. Okay, so and then you reach to this advanced level. So now how would you learn the grammar? Okay, so in suppose if I say, should I say that you need to sit with a book to study grammar? Well, yes, you must sit with a book to study grammar. Now, only when, in case you do not have a good environment around you, okay? If you don't have the right advanced English speaking environment around you, because when you have when you have a English speaking environment around you, you tend to understand English naturally. Okay, so in case you don't have any knowledgeable or experienced English speaking people to guide you with what is right or wrong, or to guide you with the right logics, so I must say that studying with a book to study grammar is the best thing. And I must say that self-study is the best study. Okay. So this is the best option that you can opt, okay, to study grammar. Now, a good English book with good stuff of knowledge will help you out. Okay. So what type of book should you study? So a good book with a good amount of information in a proper manner will help you. Don't pick up any book randomly, okay, and just start studying from it. Okay, so it might no, all the books don't carry the similar amount of information and the similar quality of information. Okay, you must listen to this carefully, that not every book has the same quantity of information and not the same quality of information. Okay, so you need to do some market research in order to find a book that will include a good amount of information about the English rules and the English basics and all the other things. Okay, and I must tell you that nobody can learn all the grammar rules. Okay, I don't think so it is possible. Well, if somebody has done that, it's well and good, but I must say that at least you must know the main cream of English. You must at least know the basics of English. Okay, this is enough to speak intermediate to advanced level English. Okay, nobody is learning grammar rules and then using those rules and then speaking English. No, nobody is doing that. What they are doing is they're taking care of the most basic things, because basic things are the most important and they affect a lot. So they are taking care of the basic things, they are taking care of the main cream of the English, the tenses and the subject verb agreements and the use of the right use of the verbs according to the subjects and all the other stuff. So just to go through the main cream, you do not have to just open up the book and study 2 to 3 to 4 hours, learning and then revising each rule. No, this is not right, guys. You just need to study the main thing, which I've already told you. You need to study the tenses first, and then you can slowly and gradually you can move on to learning the other parts and the other subjects of the English language, like the subject verb agreement. That means you have to use the verb as per the subject. Whether the subject is singular or plural, you have to use the verbs in the same singular or plural form. So these are the basic things that you must know, okay, in order to be able to speak English correctly. And one of the best tips that I can give you is that you must listen to English every day, because practice has no end, and you must practice every day. Okay, and there are new advanced, things coming up every day in English, language, and so you must keep on learning every day and keep adding an update to your brain. All right, so start with studying the tenses, okay, and take as much time as you can take, learn and understand it properly. At the same time, keep some 10 minutes out every day for yourself to listen to English, because listening is the main source of learning English effectively. Okay, it will help you to learn English much better, okay, to understand English much better. And one of the bonus tip that I can give you is you should listen to the native speakers, because it is their mother tongue, it is their native language. So they there are very less chances of any mistakes there. All right, so as soon as you start understanding the tenses, you will tend to understand their application in different sentences under specific situations. Now, for example, I have brought an example here for you. I am going to the market today. Okay, so if somebody, if somebody knows tenses and they have, read them, so they will get to know it's a present continuous tense used in this, sentence. Okay, so I am going to the market today. So there is a subject I, then there is a verb am, okay, the helping verb. Then going is the ing form, okay, it is the ing form of verb, okay, to the market, and then rest of it is the object. Okay, so I can so if I have already studied the tenses, then I can very easily make out, okay, this is subject, this is am, and this is mr, that is used in present continuous tense, and then it's the ing form of the verb, so it's a present continuous tense. And why it is also the present continuous tense, so some people who do not know tenses, they might say it is a we are talking about future. Some might make mistake, because I'm going to the market today, because the action has not been taken until now. It will be taken, so it is said in advance that I'm going to the market today, but not gone yet. So here the action is fixed and it is sure to happen in the present time, maybe after a few seconds, after a few minutes or hours, but it is certain to happen in the near future. Okay, so that's why we have used present continuous tense here. So if you will study present continuous tense, you will find this rule there, that something that is going to happen in the near future, and that is fixed to happen. It's a very important point. It should be fixed to happen. There should not be any uncertainty. It is sure to happen in the near future. That's why this present continuous tense here. So it is continuous because the action will be continuous in the near future. The present because the action is going to hold in time near to the present time. That means it will be done in the present time only. Okay, that means it is going to be done today, so it will be done today itself. Then the present continuous, then we combine them because the action is sure to happen in the near future. All right, so I hope this is clear to you. This was just an example that I brought to you to to give a quite glance into the tenses. All right, so tenses are very important for you. Okay, so this is a very important part of the grammar that you must learn. It helps you to recognize the structures in any sentence that we recognized right now, just a few seconds ago, and based on the structure we recognize the specific tense type. So this helps you to speak and write English very well with proper grammar. So tenses is very important and you must study it. Okay, but if you're a beginner, no problem, because you, as a beginner, you don't even understand English. Okay, so just as a beginner, you just listen to English. Okay, and you just, what you listen, you learn it very well, and then you speak out the same, and then keep adding on the different sentences in your in your dictionary, and then you slowly and gradually and naturally you will start speaking English on your own. This is a bet, from my side, and this is proven from my side. Okay, because I have personally also learned English in the same manner. All right, so now it is the motivation time. Okay, now what is the basic, what is the people usually think that English is very, very hard to learn. Okay, but guys, I must tell you that English is a very easy language, and I think it is one of the easiest languages in the world. Okay, so you should never be afraid of speaking it, even when you are, being, humiliated by the people around you. Okay, they will laugh at you, and it is the basic, tendency of a human being to laugh out at people who are trying to do something for themselves, who are trying to become good and better, and they laugh at you because actually, they are not laughing at you, they are laughing at themselves, because they are reckless with their own goals, with their own, life, and you don't want others to, achieve good. So don't worry, let them laugh at you. You know don't forget, you are on a mission to make yourself independent, smart, and capable. Okay, so let them laugh, keep ignoring them, and then after a period of 7 to 14 days, or maybe after a period of just 30 days, they will see a new version of you, a new you, with being able to conquer your mission and your threats. All right, so let the just keep going on your way, and let the people speak what they're speaking, and just become deaf and become mute to them and become blind to them, because you know what, you have a goal to achieve, and just see yourself achieving that goal, and then you will feel these things were just needed to be ignored and not paid attention to. All right, so now it's time for the EME notes. Now I have brought you a little note here, that is, what is emphatic with do, does, or did. Now sometimes we have to, put some emphasis on the, sentences, to prove that what we are saying is true and it did happen. Okay, or we are trying to, say the things in contrast. So in that case, we use some emphasis, and we put emphasis in the sentences with the help of do, does, or did. Okay, so if we talk about simple present tense, the non emphatic sentences would be somewhat like these: I write a letter to my teacher, you write a letter to the teacher, or she writes a letter to the teacher. Now, when we have to put the emphasis, so we will put the emphasis using do, does, or did. Okay, as per the subject. I do write a letter to my teacher. Okay, you do write a letter to the teacher. She does write a letter to the teacher. Okay, so we are putting emphasis to say that what we are saying is certain, is completely true, and it did happen. Okay, so this was all about the AME notes. I hope these notes added a bit of more information and knowledge to your brain. So guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for staying up till the end. Please subscribe, like, and share the video, and put your views in the comment section below. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon.